Shri Guruve Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyat Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gauravakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Bhutair Mahadbhiryayma Puro Vibhu Nirmaya Shete Yadamusha Purusha Bhute Gunam Shodasha Shodashatmaka Solam Krisishta Bhagavan Vachamsi Me Shri Krishna Sharanam Sharanagatam Katha Amritam Satatapibatam Bhakti Vedanta Marga Panthanam Sarvaloka Rishideva Janna Prasannam Sarvaloka Rishideva Janna Prasannam. Hare Krishna, dear Prabhuji and Mataji's. Welcome to the morning Srimad Bhagavatam study session. So this morning we are studying from Srimad Bhagavatam, first Canto, 19th chapter, titled The Appearance of Śukadeva Gosvāmī, text number 17. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Iti smaraja bhyavasaya yukta prachinamuleshu kusheshu dhiraha udanmukho dakshinakulaaste samudrapatnya svasuta nyastabharaha. Translation by His Loving Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. In perfect self-control, Maharaj Parikshit sat down on a seat of straw with straw roots facing the east, placed on the southern bank of the Ganges, and he himself faced the north. Just previously, he had given charge of his kingdom over to his son. Would anyone like to read the purport, please?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, I can read, please.
Yes, Mataji.
The river Ganges is celebrated as the wife of the sea. The seed of Kusha straw is considered to be sanctified if the straw is taken out of the earth complete with root, and if the root is pointed towards the east, it is considered to be auspicious. Facing the north is still more favorable for the attaining spiritual success. Maharaj Parikshit handed over the charge of administration to his son before leaving home. He was thus fully equipped for all favorable conditions. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you so much, Mataji. So let's look at word to word. Evam, thus, cha, and tasmin, in that, Naradeva, deve, upon the kings, Praya upavishte, being engaged in fasting to death. Sorry, I'm reading a different word to word. Apologies. Iti, thus, sma, as in the past, Raja, the king, adhyavasaya, perseverance, yukta, being engaged, prachina, eastern, muleshu, with the root, kusheshu, on the seat made of kusha straw, dhiraha, self-control, udan mukhaha, facing the northern side, dakshina, on the southern kule bank, aste, situated, samudra, the sea, patnya, wife of the Ganges, sva, own, suta, son, nyasta, given over, bharaha, the charge of administration. So we are seeing here now, Parikshit Maharaj is preparing for his final journey or the last lap of life. And he's doing it in a very dignified way. In yesterday's verse, we saw how Parikshit Maharaj, again offering obeisances unto all the Brahmanas, prayed that he should, if he is to, take birth in the material world again, that he have complete attachment to the unlimited Lord Krishna. And secondly, association with Lord Krishna's devotees. And thirdly, friend relationships with all living entities. So Maharaj Parikshit, is closing his material accounts. So Srimad Bhagavatam is also known as Bhagavata Darpanam. Darpanam means mirror. Why a mirror? Because when actually we hear Srimad Bhagavatam, read Srimad Bhagavatam, introspect on Srimad Bhagavatam, then we should think ourselves in that situation, that what if I am in that situation? How would I do things? How would I react? Or more importantly, how these ideal personalities are reacting and responding to the apparent reverses which is coming their way. Srimad Bhagavatam actually is full of pastimes of devotees who are facing reverses, and how in the midst of facing reverses, they are taking shelter onto devotees, they're taking shelter on the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, and then how they are conquering both the reverses and ultimately the ultimate reverse that no one wants to go through, the death. But the devotees are so glorious that they actually embrace death, because death is an opportunity when they can again be united with Krishna. So although for most people it is uncomfortable situation to discuss about death, but Bhagavatam nonetheless tells us that we should not shy away from it, because ultimately we all have to go through this, as it is said, as sure as death. So we all have to go through it. So, there is nice prayer that my Guru Maharaj always used to sing, Anayasena Maranam. Again, the devotee here is asking for three things. Firstly, that I want instant death. Anayasena Maranam. Secondly, Vina Dainya Najivanam. That my life should not depend on any other living entity. I don't want to give trouble or difficulties to any other living entity for my sake. And thirdly, Dehim me kripaya Krishna Tvai Bhaktin Achanchalam. That Krishna, please just give me your unflinching devotional service. Now, out of these three, one may really not be within our control. That is instant death. Not everyone actually will have instant death. Like, for example, Maharaj Parikshit, he will be having instant death. The Takshaka serpent will come and throw its fangs and release the most poisonous poison on Maharaj Parikshit, and instantly Maharaj Parikshit will give up the body. And in the case of my own mother, her death was instant. Although she was throughout her life not in a very comfortable situation. She had severe arthritis from a very young age, And later on, in her mid to early 30s, she developed severe arthritis, along with the side effects of arthritis, which is called lupus. And lupus is a condition where blood clots happen. And if you have blood clot in brain, then basically you can be in a vegetative state for years and years and years, and people have to look after you. So my mother actually never wanted that. And she would always pray to Krishna, Krishna, if you want to, take me away, please take me away instantly. I don't want to be dependent on anyone. I don't want to take service from anyone. So, it so happened that her death was instant. So blood clot did happen eventually, but it happened in the lungs. And in the lungs, when blood clot happens, it's just a matter of seconds, 3 to 5 seconds, and death comes. And her death was glorious because it happened just after Uttarayana. And, she, every morning, apart from the temple in our living area, we had a picture of Lord Shri Krishna along with Srimati Radharani. And at the bottom of the picture, there were footprints of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which many, many years ago, devotee had gifted us. And every morning, my mother used to, offer incense and a deepa to the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And she was sitting on the floor around midday, and this lupus attack happened, and she fell on the eastern side towards the lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And in that way, she gave her body. And we see, of course, to some of us is known our very dear Vallabhi. She met death through an accident. It was instant death in the holy dham of Vrindavan, and she was an ardent, disciple of Indridumna Maharaj. When Indridumna Maharaj actually was making an offering, he said that sometimes, we have to accept disciples who are more qualified than us. And in case of Vallabhi, Indridumna Maharaj felt like that she was far advanced beyond her age, even in association of sadhus. She was one of the most foremost sadhus. But for majority of us, death will not be instant. Mostly, death will come by disease, and it may be prolonged disease and prolonged suffering, or maybe short time suffering. Short time, by that I mean maybe 6 months, maybe 1 year, maybe 2 years. But for some, it is prolonged suffering. And yesterday I had raised Srīmad Mataji gave example of Bhakti Tirtha Swami on how, he was having conversation with his cancer cells that yes, one day we both have to die, but let's make peace out of this situation, and let's meet, death with dignity, because through you I have learned so much. You have humbled me. You have made me closer to Lord Krishna. And yes, death is a beautiful thing, because through suffering we know that Paramam Parayanam, that Lord Shri Krishna is the only shelter. Devuti Mata, in her offering to Lord Kapila, says this, that Tam Tvagataham Sharanam Sharanyam Swabhritya Samsarataro Kutharam. That, O Krishna, Tam Tvagataham. Gataham means Now I come to you. Come where? Sharanam Sharanyam. Onto your Sharan, and you are Sharanyam, means worthy of taking shelter. Why are you worthy of taking shelter? Because Svabhritya, because for your own devotees, your own servants, Svabhritya, Samsara Taroho, this tree of material life. In Bhagavad Gita, we see that the tree of material life is upside down and we are entangled in that tree. But Krishna is Kudharam. He is the axe by which that tree Krishna himself cuts. When does he cut that tree? When we take shelter of him. So in prolonged disease, prolonged suffering, the death may come. But in that situation, if we take shelter onto Krishna and learn that yes, this material world is not a safe place, then we can actually see Krishna face to face, even in the diseased condition. And the third condition we can die from is the natural old age condition. And we see Srila Prabhupada go through that. Our Guru Maharaj went through that. When Srila Prabhupada was on deathbed, the disciples were crying. And Srila Prabhupada, said to the disciples, haven't I taught you that we are not this body? Don't think this will not happen to you. This will also happen to you. But we have to be cognizant of the fact that I am the spirit soul. And so we must tolerate this change. In case of my Guru Maharaj as well, the old age, and he was gasping for breath. But with each breath, he was intensively remembering Krishna and listening to Srīmad Bhāgavatam. So one of these three ways: instant death, disease, old age. But we all have to prepare for any of these three situations. So practically, let's today think, yes, death is a beautiful thing and it will come one day. And how, if it comes in any of these three forms, instant death, disease, or old age, how will we embrace it? And some meditations, I've been doing since yesterday on these points. Firstly, kalam pratikshan, as Narad Muni says. Yes, I am ready and I'm waiting when that will come, because it will be an opportunity to reunite with Krishna. And in 1:6:26, I think, the famous verse is there, Namani Anantasya Hatatra Papatan, where Narad Muni says that he continuously sang the names of Lord Shri Krishna without any care for formalities of the material world, because singing of Krishna's glories is auspicious and yet mysterious. We don't know how it will work, but it will work. And smarani kritamicha, and remembering the pastimes of Krishna. Yes, are we every day reading pastimes of Krishna, hearing pastimes of Krishna? Because whatever we hear, whatever we read, continuously, perpetually, that we will remember. How wonderful it would be that, in our final moments, we see the vision of Krishna as a beautiful dancer on the hood of Kaliya serpents. This form of Krishna is very dear to me. You may see it in my WhatsApp profile, because from age of 5, we have been associating with the Krishna Kaliya temple in Lotoka in Fiji. And every Sunday, my parents used to take us all there. And there, the center deity is of Kaliya Nag, and Krishna standing on the Kaliya Nag and dancing. So how wonderful it would be to see Krishna in his dancing form, or any of the pastimes that we can relate to. But to make this happen, we have to be cognizant of this fact. Last weekend, I was in Sydney and I was asked to give a class, and it was mainly a class for the new people. And so I asked that, if do we know what is the first and the foremost teaching of Bhagavad Gita? And many people there, and even devotees, they replied, oh, it is bhakti, it is dharma, it is being good, it is doing your karma. And I said, no, that is not the first teaching. The first teaching, ABC of Bhagavad Gita, is that we are not the body, we are the soul. So we have to go down to the basics and get the equation right. Because if the first step of algebra is wrong, then everything will be wrong. The first step of the life of a human being, their algebra is that we are spirit souls connected with Krishna in the material body, but we are not of this material world. We are a spiritual being having material experience, but we have to go back to our roots and get the equation right. And that means that the priority, getting the equation right, means recognizing we are souls. And then whatever priorities in our life that we do daily has to be in recognition of this fact. Am I doing things for my soul? Am I feeding the food for soul? Am I nourishing my soul? And this will cause us to prioritize our chanting, our hearing, our association with devotees. And we have to align everything else around this program. Secondly, we have to align all faculties of body, intelligence, mind, and heart. So we see from Gajendra, and many times we have repeated this, evam vyavasito buddhya samadhaya manohridi. Again, the alignment of intelligence, buddhi, mind, mana, and hridi, heart. Now, why heart? Because the soul is in the heart. The residence of soul is in the heart. So it is aligning to the interest of soul. I recall we had recently read His Holiness Swayam Bhagavan Keshav Swami Maharaj giving this example of a man wanting to climb the Himalaya mountain and going for an expedition. He checked into a hotel, but in the morning when he woke up, the conditions were treacherous. There were storms and high wind, and there was announcement issued that it is not safe to climb today. But the man in the morning, in his full gear, came down, ready to start the expedition on his own. And the receptionist there said, "You can't go, sir. You can't go. The conditions are not right." But the man looked back and replied, "My heart has already reached the peaks of Himalayas, and therefore it will not be difficult for my body to follow." So similarly, if our hearts have a sense of purpose that yes, it has already reached the lotus feet of Krishna, tam tvam gataham sharanam sharanyam. Krishna's lotus feet is only worthy of taking shelter of Sharanyam, and therefore Sharanam, we should take certainly shelter of his lotus feet. If in this body, this condition, our heart has already reached there, then it won't be difficult for the rest of the body to follow, because then the mind and the intelligence will automatically align with the heart. And where we put our focus, that's where our energy goes. And where the energy goes, the body follows. And if we put our focus in our soul, that yes, I am Amsha of Krishna. One boy recently had a birthday at our place. And I asked him, 12-year-old boy, what's your name? And he said, my name is Krishnamsha. And I said, wow, what a wonderful name, Krishnamsha, an Amsha of Krishna. But guess what? We all are that. Because in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, what's that verse? Mamayevamsha jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana. That this jiva, all of us, Krishna claims, you are mine, mama, eva amsha jiva loke. And we are sanatana, eternal. We are related to Krishna. But our problem is what? Manaha sastani indriyani prakriti sthani karshati. We are looking away from Krishna, and our mind, along with 5 senses, 6 of these, we are trying to exploit the material resources. But it is karshati. It is a great struggle for existence. We are not able to align, do a proper alignment. But if we get the equation right, we know we are not the body, we are the soul, and the soul is Krishna, and we have to reach Krishna out in our heart. Sometimes when kirtan is going on, few of the kirtans leaders say, chant from the heart, chant from the heart. And I always wondered, what does that mean, chant from the heart? But actually, this is what it means. In the heart, the soul is there, and soul is Krishna. Therefore, Gataham, go to the shelter of Krishna, and that is chant with heart. If we have already reached there in our heart, then reaching there with mind and body will not be difficult. I had many, many points to say, but Krishna willing, we'll continue tomorrow. Does anyone have any questions or comments? Thank you so much, Prabhuji and Mataji. So let's meditate on death.
Prabhu, Hare Krishna, can I share something?
Please.
So last night we moved to Karindal home, and I remembered one devotee telling me in Vrindavan, when we bought the apartment in Vrindavan, he said, Prabhu, you have done the best thing. He says, Jahan man hai, wahan tan jayega, or jahan tan hai, wahan dhan jayega. So he said, you desire to come closer to Burbank, then your body will come. The desire is there, then the body will come, and automatically the investment will come. So I just followed your example, and then I wish everyone follows that and comes closer to Burbank. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Yeah, the association of devotees is so important. And when we live closer to each other, then we are able to remind each other of Krishna. Because just by seeing devotees, just by seeing, someone holding a chanting bag, a tilak, we remember Krishna and we remember the aim of life. Thank you so much, Prabhu's, Matajis. Thank you for your attendance. And Krishna willing, we'll see you again tomorrow, same time. Have a wonderful Krishna conscious day. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you,
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank you,
Krishna Prabhu. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.